Open-ended and self-expressive materials promote positive behaviors. These are materials that can be used creatively and in many different ways. They allow children to express their feelings, and that leads to more positive behavior. And all children can be successful with these materials. They have no right or wrong answers, so children can experience less frustration. Children also need experiences with materials that have solutions to be discovered and answers to be figured out, such as puzzles or science experiences. So about half of your classroom materials should be open-ended, and the other half can be problem-solving materials. Now we want you to think about the kinds of materials you currently have in your classroom. What specific materials could you add to ensure you have a balance of open-ended and problem-solving materials?
Activity 3A, Classroom Materials. Think about the materials in your classroom. Which materials are open-ended and self-expressive? Which are problem-solving materials? What kinds of materials do you need to add to ensure you have a balance? Some examples of open-ended and self-expressive materials include Play-Doh, paint, blocks, puppets, dramatic play furniture, dress-up clothes, dolls, toy dishes, theme-related pretend props, markers, crayons, collage materials, tape recorders, computer paint or face-making programs. Some examples of problem-solving materials include puzzles, board games, counting materials, sequence cards, ordering boards, stringing beads, geoboards, pattern shapes, matching games, sorting trays, float and sink, experiments, feely boxes.
The art area is a great place to provide children with open-ended and self-expressive materials. With these materials, children have the freedom to explore and make whatever they want. This type of open-ended art is different from the task-oriented art, where children are asked to make a specific item like a Valentine heart or a house. Those types of activities focus on making a product. Open-ended materials allow children to focus on the process rather than a pre-designated end product. Now we want you to think about the last 3 art activities you did in your classroom. Which were open-ended and which were product-oriented?
Activity 3B, Art Activities. Think about the last 3 art activities you did in your classroom. Which were open-ended and which were product-oriented? Some examples of open-ended art projects are collage materials, easel painting, block prints with paint and spools, or other printmaking objects. String painting with string dipped in paints and laid on paper. Crayons, markers, and drawing paper. Toothpick and Play-Doh ball sculptures. A paint program on the computer. Pasting shapes on paper. Tie-dye with food coloring and coffee filters. Some examples of product-oriented art activities include making identical pictures or designs from a teacher-made model, cutting out pre-drawn shapes, using color sheets or coloring books, creating identical holiday gifts for family members.